What if you had it all and lost it in the blink of an eye? This is the story of a man who was once the baddest fighter on the planet. A man who went from owning Bengal tigers, mansions, and gold bathtubs to being completely broke, drowning in $27 million of debt and unable to pay his bills. That man is Mike Tyson. Once worth over $400 million, by 2003, he was filing for bankruptcy. The media called him a failure. The public wrote him off. But Tyson didn't just survive, he transformed. Today, he's back with a net worth of $30 million and a brand that's bigger than ever. This is the wild comeback story of Iron Mike. The 1980s, boxing was brutal, but it had never seen anything like Tyson. At just 20 years old, he became the youngest heavyweight champion in history. He wasn't just winning, he was demolishing opponents. 37 straight victories. Knockouts that ended fights in seconds. He wasn't a boxer. He was a wrecking ball in gloves. And unlike other fighters, Tyson didn't even need endorsements. Why? Because he was making millions per fight. Pure fight purses. At his peak, it's estimated Tyson earned over $30 million in a single night. He was on top of the world, untouchable. But that untouchable image wouldn't last. What do you do when money pours in faster than you can count it? For Tyson, the answer was simple. Spend it. But not just on cars or houses. Tyson's lifestyle was legendary. He bought Bengal tigers at $70,000 each. He purchased a $4 million Las Vegas property complete with a built-in nightclub. He famously gifted his then-wife Robin Givens a $2 million gold-plated bathtub. He handed out six-figure gifts to strangers. Yes, complete strangers. To the outside world, it looked like Tyson was living the dream. But behind the curtain, the money was bleeding out faster than it came in. Enter Don King, the promoter who would become infamous for what he took from Tyson's fortune. King reportedly siphoned off up to 50% of Tyson's earnings. He even listed his wife and children as consultants on Tyson's payroll, each collecting six-figure salaries, all from Tyson's pocket. On paper, Tyson was the richest boxer alive. In reality, his empire was being drained from every direction, and it was only a matter of time before everything collapsed. By 2003, the once invincible champion was broke. Tyson filed for bankruptcy, drowning in $27 million of debt. He couldn't even cover his basic bills. In 2010, on live television, Tyson said the words no one ever thought they'd hear: "I'm totally destitute and broke." The man who once terrified his opponents was now being pitied by the world. For most people, that would have been the tragic end of the story. But Tyson? He was just getting started. Here's the part most people miss. Tyson didn't chase money first. He rebuilt himself. He entered therapy. He checked into rehab. He began meditating and exploring spiritual practices. He openly admitted his mistakes. For the first time in decades, Tyson dropped the armor and faced the pain. And this decision became the foundation for everything that followed. In 2012, Tyson shocked the world with Mike Tyson, Undisputed Truth, a one-man Broadway show. On stage, Tyson told his story with brutal honesty. The highs, the mistakes, the downfall. He held nothing back. Audiences loved it. The show was a hit, later turned into a TV special. Tyson had done something unheard of. He had turned his vulnerability into currency. The public no longer saw him as just a fighter. They saw him as human. Then came a Hollywood era. His cameo in the Hangover franchise turned him into a pop culture icon for a new generation. That was followed by his animated series, Mike Tyson Mysteries, on Adult Swim. He became a regular on commercials, guest shows, and even live events, charging up to $37,500 an hour in Las Vegas. The image of the feared fighter was slowly replaced with that of a lovable, funny, and surprisingly wise personality. In 2020, at the age of 54, Tyson shocked the world again. He returned to the ring in an exhibition fight against Roy Jones Jr. The event was massive, grossing over $80 million in pay-per-view sales. Tyson himself earned $10 million in one night. It was proof that Iron Mike still had the draw, even decades later. But Tyson wasn't about to repeat old mistakes. This time, he built multiple revenue streams. His podcast Hotboxing with Mike Tyson gained millions of listeners. His cannabis brand, Tyson 2.0, became a multi-million-dollar company. His 2024 fight with Jake Paul earned him another $20 million payday. Merchandise, endorsements, licensing deals. Today, Tyson's net worth is estimated between $20 to $30 million. Not the $400 million of his prime, but this time, it's built on smarter foundations. Mike Tyson's story isn't just about boxing. It's about resilience. He fell harder than most people could ever imagine. He lost everything: money, fame, respect. But instead of staying down, he rebuilt himself from the inside out. And that's the secret of his comeback. Tyson didn't just recover his fortune. He transformed his image, his mindset, and his life. Iron Mike's legacy proves one thing: no matter how far you fall, there's always a way back if you're willing to evolve.